We often believe that the greatest chapters of human history were written in the light of day. But what if the true foundation of our civilization was built after sunset? Hidden in the pitch black, gathered around a fragile circle of fire. What did ancient humans actually do when night fell? Did they simply close their eyes and sleep? Or was there a deeper mystery waiting in the shadows?
When the sun went down, ancient humans had no lights, no locks, no walls, just darkness and whatever was waiting in it.
Imagine waking up in the middle of the night. Not in a bedroom, not under a roof, not beside a phone, a lamp, or a locked door. You wake up on the ground, under the open sky, with a dying fire a few feet away. The faces around you are barely visible. A child is sleeping beside their mother. Someone coughs quietly. Then, beyond the trees, you hear it. A branch snaps. Everyone freezes. No one speaks. Because in this world, darkness is not empty. Darkness is alive. Today, night is easy to forget. We turn on a light, open a screen, watch a movie, and call it normal. But for ancient humans, night was not just the end of the day, it was a test. During the day, humans could track animals, gather plants, read footprints, and move with confidence. But when the sun disappeared, the world changed sides. The forest became a wall. The grassland became a hiding place. The cave entrance became a black mouth. A rustle in the bushes could be wind, or it could be teeth. Humans were intelligent, but we were not built like the creatures of the night. We could not see like cats. We could not smell like wolves. We could not outrun many of the animals around us. So the first rule of the ancient night was simple: do not be alone. The group was survival, but the group needed one more thing: fire. Most people think fire mattered because it kept humans warm and helped them cook food. And that is true. But at night, fire did something even more powerful. It created a border. Inside the firelight, there were faces. Outside it, there was the unknown. Inside the firelight, children could sleep. Outside it, predators moved through the dark. That small circle of flame was not just heat, it was safety. It was time. It was one of humanity's first rooms. And once people had that room, something changed. The day was for survival. The night was for meaning. Think about the rhythm of an ancient day. Find water. Look for tracks. Gather food. Avoid danger. Carry children. Watch the weather. Repair tools. Keep moving. Most daylight conversations were practical. Where are the animals? Which plants are safe? Who is hurt? Where do we go tomorrow? But after sunset, when the fire was burning and the group was finally still, the human mind had space to wander. And that is when the stories came out. Maybe an older hunter pointed beyond the firelight and said, "Do not go there after dark." A child asked, "Why?" And instead of giving a rule, the hunter told a story. A story about a boy who ignored the warning. A story about a river at night. A story about breathing in the reeds. A story about two eyes opening in the dark. Now the child remembers. That is the power of story. A rule can be forgotten. A story stays. Long before schools, stories taught children how to survive. They taught which animals to fear, which places to avoid, which people to trust, and why one mistake could cost everything. Around the fire, stories did something else too. They made the group feel like one group. When people laughed together, feared together, remembered together, and imagined together, they became closer. The campfire was not just a place to sit, it was where culture was built. Then, above them, there was the sky. Not the sky most of us see today. No city glow, no headlights, no screens. Just a black universe filled with stars. The Milky Way stretched overhead like a river of light. The moon changed shape night after night. Meteors appeared suddenly, like sparks falling from heaven. Planets moved slowly, as if they were following a secret path. Imagine seeing all of that with no scientific explanation, no telescope, no astronomy class, no word for galaxy, just wonder. Of course, humans asked questions. What are those lights? Why does the moon change? Where does the sun go? Do the dead go somewhere beyond the sky? Is someone watching from above? Maybe some of humanity's oldest myths began this way. Not in temples, not in books, but around fires, under stars, with frightened and curious people trying to explain the dark. And then there was sleep. We often imagine ancient people falling asleep the moment the sun went down. But human nights were probably not that simple. In later pre-industrial history, people often described a first sleep and a second sleep, with a quiet waking period in between. That does not mean every ancient human slept this way. But before electric light, night had a very different rhythm. If someone woke up at midnight, there was no phone to check. No clock, no video, no notification. Only the fire. Only breathing. Only wind. Only something far away in the dark. That kind of silence is almost gone from modern life. Then, slowly, humans changed the night. Candles became common. Cities built lamps. Gaslight spread. Electricity arrived. For the first time, humans could pretend the sunset did not matter. Night became bright, busy, loud, useful. We gained comfort and safety, but we also lost something ancient. Today, we do not gather around one fire. We gather around millions of tiny, glowing screens. But look closely, and the pattern is still there. We still stare into light when darkness comes. We still search for stories. We still want to feel safe. We still want to feel connected. So, what did ancient humans do at night? They survived, yes, but they also became human. They gathered. They protected each other. They watched the fire. They listened to the dark. They looked at the stars. They told stories. They taught children. They remembered the dead. They imagined worlds they could not see. And maybe the most important parts of human history did not happen in daylight. Maybe they happened after sunset, in a small circle of firelight, with darkness pressing in from every side, with one voice speaking and everyone listening. Maybe that is why campfires still feel magical, why stories still pull us in, why staring into flames feels strangely familiar. Because long before cities, books, electricity, or screens, this was our world. The night, the fire, the people beside us, and a voice in the darkness saying, "Listen carefully. This is how we survived."